Hey, how's it going, everybody? We are live 7 minutes into the Tavern of Legends quest. The first one. Well, I guess we're Commander. Oh yeah, Grave Breaker. As always, dialogue is on point. Okay, so special rule, each hero can only be used once. Heroes are considered used when you start a quest battle. The battle will get increasingly difficult, so plan accordingly. So we have 10 stages, the last two significantly more difficult. The last three, I'd say, significantly more difficult. We're going to do the first 5 here and see how it goes. So I'm going to show you guys what to anticipate in each of the stages and what sort of health the enemies have, what you're working with, and then we will use our free pull. Oh, Margaret is the... Does she have an increased chance or something? Legendary past hero of the month, 1.3%. Legendary secret hero. I wonder if we can see the legendary secret hero. These are all heroes of the month. Well, they really hype you up by putting them in this really concentrated form where all you're seeing. Now we're into the worst stuff here, but at first you're just seeing all the heroes of the month, which is really not reflective of the tiny chance you have to actually get one. Where's this secret hero? Do they not even release the stats? You gotta pull it to get it? Yeah, it's not even in here. Weird. Secret hero. Why is Margaret new? Oh, I guess she was just retired, but so was Gravemaker, I thought. I wonder why they're hyping up Margaret. Anyways, let's get into this here. Each hero can only be used once. Definitely not going to be using time stops. I think probably by default I'll go until I need to change it up. I'm going to bring some battle items on the last one. Let's go with this. Okay, so this one should be really easy. So I'm going to try using... I don't think I have any partially leveled 3 stars, and I think fully unleveled 3 stars will be too weak. But let's see what happens if we don't bring a healer. So who are some of my weaker 3 stars? I definitely don't have enough healers for every level, that's for sure. So I'll have to be careful there. So I'm actually curious what unleveled 4 stars will be like. Let's go with something like this. Maybe a... weaker healer. These are kind of like 3-star strength almost. Let's see what happens if we do something like this. Okay, you can use whatever troops you have, which is good. Attack. Okay, so we're using all unleveled heroes. Oh, it's interesting backdrop. Okay, so let's look at the health is 467. I'm taking them out pretty easily with unleveled 4 stars. So if you don't have a ton of 3 stars, you probably do have some heroes that you can't level up yet. It's only 3 stages for the first one. And my dog wants to change rooms, so letting him out. All right. And then how hard are they hitting? 100 with defense of 326. So this is obviously zero issue. Taking out a blue with blues. Okay, and then the bosses are going to be all old heroes of the month, I imagine. So if we go defense down, so that's not doing very much damage. So her health is much more significant. So they are like 400. She's up to 2,000, which is a big difference. See what these blues are doing to her. So they never show their defensive stat, but it seems like it's not too strong on her. So the trick is going to be having enough healers to go around, I think. Yeah, she's significantly tougher than the first waves were, and she's doing about double the damage they are. So I imagine we're going to see that theme across the whole thing of the bosses being the main challenge. So we got low battery, we're ready to roll. Okay, 10 coins. XP is decent. The loot is not bad. Okay, so that was 1,800 up to 2,100 now. I imagine I can do the same thing again, and I'm going to do that just to get away with as much as I can. So what are her stats like? Maybe we'll throw in a Clarissa, unleveled regard, maybe a Tibertus. I don't know what the colors are going to be, so you can use what you're seeing here to coordinate your stages. It's kind of fun to have the flexibility to be able to use unleveled heroes. Let's go with that. This is a hilarious team. Okay, only one healer, that should be fine. But I should go with the costume version, I think. Okay, totally unleveled heroes. Now, health is 500. I'm curious if we're going to see consistent colors across these waves or what. Okay, hitting for about the same. Defense is about the same as it was. So it's a slow start. Wow, okay, I need to start healing. I'm not expecting to win all of these using these super weak teams. I'm just trying to calibrate what we're up against. Since this is mainly a video to help other people strategize that might not have the roster depth needed to not do anything but make very careful considerations. So this is just going to show what you can get away with me being the test dummy for you. And I might need to get my phone charger at some point. Okay, the boss, Gravemaker. Wow, how cool would that be if we got the secret hero off our 2 free pulls? I've had such good luck lately that, it's probably got to run out at some point. I think color stacking is going to be a good idea here if you can. Obviously, all those things are going to be contingent on your particular roster, but if you're able to do that, I think that will give somewhat of an advantage because you don't have to rely completely on your tile damage. You won't have to rely completely on your specials. You'll have tile damage as well to help you. Okay, but we're getting away with it so far. Huh. Only hitting for 100. This is a little slower here. Okay, so the main thing to look at with these stages as you're progressing through is that they very often are not going to progress incrementally. Like, I feel like they suddenly ramp up quickly. So just keep an eye out for that. So we need 100 coins. My battery is draining pretty fast. So yeah, we went from 1600 to 1800 to 2500. So this is like the next big jump up, and I don't think that I could get away with what I've been doing because it's almost 50% more challenging. So I think I can go into the leveled 3 stars now. We'll see what that's like. So you can really go nice and easy on the first few stages. So the problem is, how many 3-star healers do I have? Not very many, which means I can probably use unleveled healers if I bring 2 of them. So we can take like a Costume Vivica unleveled. Maybe a regular one too. Nah. Actually, I could just stagger them. That should probably be okay. And then let's use a little bit stronger of heroes. So maybe we'll try him like that. Maybe an unmaxed Bjorn. And I don't want to bring too much slow stuff. I wonder if I can get away with this Sartana. So these are all heroes that if I lose, I'm not worried about it. These are parts of sort of blind spots of my roster, so to speak. Let's give him max attack. Let's give her that. Seem to be a lot of yellows too, so that's something to keep in mind. Oh wow, we're actually at the recommended team power even with how weak this team is. The world energy costs are pretty high too. Okay, so they had been going with a lot of yellow, and that seems to have cooled off a little bit, so. Alright, their health is up to 600. But they're hitting a bit harder for sure now. To the point where we want to, like what I'd recommend with these stages if you're worried about it, just kind of a good rule of thumb is like try to get your healing secured as quickly as possible, and that gives you a little bit of time. So like we can ghost these, that'll get our healers up and running. Nice. Okay, so far so good. So now we'll use 1 heal. So plenty of opportunities to use 3 stars here, which is nice because mine don't see the light of day except for tournaments. So it's kind of nice that they brought about a feature that gives you the ability to use more of your roster than you normally would. Because I know I have a lot of 3 stars that I keep, and it's kind of annoying just to do that for the odd tournament. Okay, so we're still on 3 stages only, but now we have 2 bosses. Let's go defense down. Let's attack the one that deals damage first. Yeah, they're way tougher. So they're already up to 2800. Which is a huge difference. Granted, they're not actually that tough, but they are, in terms of HP, they've got a lot of it. So we'll keep giving the second hit to the yellow since that's Bjorn's specialty. Okay. About to get another heal, so let's use this. And can Danzaburo go 3 for 3? The unthinkable. So we'll go defense down. Wow. That's actually pretty impressive. He's got to assume a 1/3 chance, equal chance for each of those. Okay, that's the third one down. No trouble yet. So I recommend, if you have heroes, like, granted you need 50 heroes total, assuming you have a decent amount more than that with unleveled heroes lumped in there, I recommend you get away with what you can for as long as you can if they're not heroes that you're counting on. Like these, again, are sort of blind spots in my roster, so if I can use them, not that I'm worried about completing this, but if I can get away with them for as long as possible, that just gives me way more options later on. So let's try that one more time and see if we can find the point where that becomes not possible. Okay, so maybe I don't want to get into the leveled up heroes yet, so let's go like this. Maybe maybe this, because he's got the minion for protection. And then what other healers can we bring with us? So we could do something like, we have those healers, so let's bring these two maybe, and what's another strong purple we can use? It's hard to know if I can expect to encounter minions. What's her poison damage when she's unleveled? 100. Let's bring another Clarissa. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can get away with this again. So still have double healers. Health is up to 700, so that part seems to be moving incrementally. The hits are staying about the same. And then at this point I recommend just trying to get, since you're not charging anyone up with mana, just try to get as much of the board moving as you can to assist you in getting your specials going, because that's going to be the big thing. So the combination of Telluria and Lady of the Lake will be nice. And granted, in terms of unleveled heroes, I do have some pretty desirable unleveled heroes, so that's not the point that I'm trying to make, but you can use unleveled heroes of any kind, and they're going to be sturdy enough to survive. Oh, I probably should have saved that, but we've got a lot of minions now. So the weird thing about minions, I can't remember exactly how it works, but I think if I cast, so I casted Telluria, now I'm going to cast Lady of the Lake, and I forget which minion hits first, but I remember it being sort of counterintuitive. So I'll have to watch when Lady of the Lake, if she gets attacked, what's going to happen. And so make sure you're paying attention to the heroes that we're seeing in these stages, so you can go back and pause any of these moments, obviously, and rewatch it, so that you can know what heroes to anticipate and when. Wow, plowed right through that minion. Okay, so we'll get Ursina, but unfortunately the Reflect will be no good based on this set of bosses. So we're having a little bit more of a struggle this time. Okay, there we go, more minions. Can't seem to get that much attack power. But the minions were holding them down. That's probably going to clear everything out. So she's hitting for 160. That's decently strong. I've got one sword minion, and it hit the wrong person. So this is a team that I put together without thinking about the speed of it, which seems to have impacted me a little bit because... okay, so we got no cleanse for this. So we'll have to just try to heal through it. But yeah, I guess both my healers aren't slow, but I'm having a hard time getting consistent damage. There we go. So definitely a little bit more of a struggle this time. As is expected, I got away with more than I should have for quite a while. Okay. Not worried about completing it, so let's just try to get some tiles here. I guess if I can't get tiles, I might lose, but I think I'll be okay. Got some room to ghost now. And then now I'll probably switch to the 3-star teams, which are still on the weak side. Okay, so yeah, that was a lot closer, but again, I'm using very weak heroes, all things considered. So, out of curiosity, hanging in there on the battery, we need 50 more coins, so that will mean when we complete the next 3 stages. So we're just about at the halfway point. You'll have an advantage after watching this to know what heroes are coming when, and I would recommend stacking your colors against the bosses because those are the real threat. And in the earlier stages, try to get away with not using your healers if you have a limited supply, and just bring healing potions. You may want to bring potions anyways. So yeah, keep in mind item usage could be a critical part of this, and if you're really struggling, or if you anticipate struggling on the last stages, based on those team power numbers, I would highly recommend bringing time stops or something like that, because these can be pretty tough even for me, and I have got some pretty great heroes to choose from. I haven't decided who I want to use on the final stages either. Probably be my green team and my blue team maybe. And I'll use my yellow team maybe on stage 7 or 8. Okay, so we are on stage 5. So let's go. I think I can very safely get into the 3 stars now. So I really like Hawkmoon. Where are my reds? So we'll go Hawkmoon. And then let's go Rudolph. I might want to go double healers. I'm going to run out of 3-star healers though. So I should probably try to get away with just the 1. And let's bring some purples too. Maybe get some poison damage on him and another snipe. Oh, I love using 4-star troops on 3-star heroes. Okay, that looks pretty good. keep an eye on our battery. Sorry for the annoyance of continuing to check it. I really don't think it's going to run out. I know my battery is often low at the end of the day, but I don't think I can remember a time when it's ever died when I've been using it. So we're burning through them now. Okay, we're up to 4 stages. I don't recall exactly if that happened right now or in the stage before this. But again, this is just serving as a resource that you guys can come back to help you plan your teams out. And I'll be the guinea pig for what we're going to come across here. So build up some minions. That was nice of the minion to finish them off for us. We've got one more. Oops. Okay, so triple bosses now. That escalated quickly, and we're doing very little damage to them. I'm really surprised at how much more challenging the bosses are, and I think actually she is a bigger threat than Gravemaker, because they seem to have scaled his damage down, but not necessarily hers. She was doing a lot. Okay, those hits are pretty hard for slash attacks. This will give us another heal. I would really like to kill her before she fires, but it's looking like that might not happen. So I've got pretty much an infinite amount of these health potions because I almost never use them. But you can see that I'm using fully leveled 3 stars, and I'm already needing to use potions because, again, there's not that many 3-star healers, so there's a high chance that you're not going to have enough to go around for all the stages. Oh, we just barely missed her. Oof. Okay, let's go after Gravemaker now. This should kill her. Now we've got a little room to ghost. But let's go wild. Alright, red diamond. Yeah, see that was a huge chunk of health that just got taken out of him. Get this shot off before, what's his name? Actually, I think he cleanses. He doesn't just block, so it's not ideal. Ooh, wow. Yeah, see, 323. That's steep. So this is a little bit of a struggle with 3 stars. I'll try the next one with 3 stars just to see what we can get away with, since I'm not worried about losing one. But it's looking like that is quite likely. So he's charging up pretty slow for being very fast. And what is he hitting for? Yeah, only 100. The dot could be higher, we'll see. Yeah, it is significantly higher, which is interesting. Let's keep our healer alive. Obviously, if you're stocked with items, you can use some items to finish these off once they get down to the stage, but I would rather just save my items. Alright, so we'll go for the damage dealer again. Okay. Get some poison on him. So that was 19 health potions that I used, even with one of the better 3-star healers. Okay, so we can do one more stage and then I'll need to use a flask. But I think I'll release this video in 2 parts. So make sure to keep an eye on my channel for the second part where I'll show you the next 5 stages, and we'll play this through to the end. I might just go, let's see, 18, 25, 32, 38. So if I pop a flask, I can finish this thing right now. So, yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe and hit the bell icon, and keep an eye on my channel for part 2 coming very soon after this part 1. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I wish you the best of luck in completing this and with your pulls.